The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Alex Corona from R&D Council and the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network. Thank you so much for attending today's webinar. And today I'm going to be going over some important updates to New Jersey STEM Month 2019, including we're going to be going over submitting your events to our statewide calendar and how you can get some exposure to what you're already doing in STEM in New Jersey. Some more details about our marquee New Jersey STEM Month event, the STEM Fair at the New Jersey State House, a review of the available resources that we have for you guys to enhance your events on our website, and just a couple other updates. So let's dive into it. Okay, so as a little refresher for those who don't know, New Jersey STEM Month is an annual event in March celebrated and co-hosted by the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network and the Research and Development Council of New Jersey. And it's a month-long celebration in March that highlights the Garden State's incredible accomplishments in science, technology, engineering, math, and innovation. So here's how you can get more involved. So like I said, STEM Month, it's a month that highlights all of the STEM excellence that's going on in New Jersey. New Jersey has this great reputation for science dating back to Thomas Edison and even before that. And we just kind of want to show what we have going on in New Jersey. And so how do we do that? Well, we're calling on you, all of the organizations within the state, to sort of showcase what you guys have going on, showcase what you're already doing to kind of get the word out of all these great ideas that are going on in STEM in New Jersey. And so here are a few ways that you can get involved. One of the main ones is events. So what we like to say at the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network is we see a lot of random acts of STEM going on. And what these are, there are these STEM programs or events that are really great and they impact a lot of people. And they're very educational, but there's no connection between them. They're not connected to something greater, or when someone leaves one of those programs, maybe it doesn't necessarily connect to something that's going on in another program that they go to later on. So one of the ways that we celebrate New Jersey STEM Month is by having all organizations within the state who provide some sort of STEM programming or have some sort of STEM related event going on to post it on our statewide calendar. And I'm going to go into more detail about what you have to do for that, what it's going to look like. But anyone can participate in STEM Month by hosting or attending an event and then posting their event on social media. There are a couple ways to go about it. If you already have a STEM event going on, if you're a library doing a Maker's Day event, or if you're a member of industry who's already hosting some sort of discussion roundtable, that all applies. Anything STEM related can and is already going on, even if you weren't even thinking about New Jersey STEM Month. If it's related to STEM Month or to STEM, we encourage you to post that event on our website, on our calendar, and just kind of expose that it's another great thing in STEM going on in New Jersey throughout March. If you like what I'm about to talk about, you like the ideas of some events that I'm going to explain, and your brain starts running, you're like, oh, we could do something like that. We also encourage you to create events for New Jersey STEM Month. Some examples are site tours, and I'll get into specific examples of a couple of these on the next slide. But you could do things like site tours. So if you're a member of industry and you have a really cool lab that you want to invite members of the community to, we encourage you to do so. Program visits, interactive hands-on challenges. So if you're part of a school and you have a math club or a science club or a makers club, and your group of students is already doing something after school, you can turn it into not just a regular activity, but maybe a STEM month activity. Add a little bit more gravitas to it, if you will. Event-based dialogue about STEM. Again, I'm going to go into a little more detail about these, but that could be a detail where you discuss STEM, you discuss STEAM. I know in New Jersey, we have 4 STEM ecosystems, and the Newark ecosystem was tossing around the idea of doing maybe a STEAM event that highlights STEAM and the arts integrated with STEM specifically. But let me go into a couple specific examples of STEM Month events. So really quickly, we're going to shift over to the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network website. You can find it, njstempathways.org, for those who don't know. Although I sent a lot of emails, so you may have seen this. So we're going to go to the recap of the stories from STEM Month 2018. And these are stories, and they're just kind of recaps of events that were held STEM Month last year, so you can kind of get an idea. So one event that I'd like to highlight is the Delran STEM Ecosystem Alliance. They hosted a STEM crawl. So what that was it's if you've ever heard of a bar crawl, it's like that, but it's highlighting STEM education. So what we did, I was there for the STEM crawl. We all, me, members of the STEM Pathways Network, members of the Delran STEM community, all got on a bus and we hopped around to different areas within Delran, New Jersey, which is located in Burlington County, New Jersey, to show all of the different levels of STEM that they have going on. So we started off at an elementary school, and we saw what the elementary school students were doing in STEM in their classrooms, in their gym class. Then we moved over to the high school to see the high school programs. We got to go to a nice, it was like a greenhouse almost, and we got to see, all plants and experiments related to them. Then we jumped over to RCBC, the Burlington County, Rowan Community College at Burlington County, and we got to see sort of their integration at the college level of STEM. Then we hopped over to ecosystem partner Radwell International, and we got to see sort of, once you go through this pipeline of STEM in Delran, well, you have an opportunity to work at a really cool company like Radwell, who does like manufacturing and technology. And we learned how you can apply all of the skills that we kind of witnessed earlier in the day at something like a Radwell. So that was just a really cool event. That was something like a site tour, really, but like a special event that kind of integrated all of these components. Another cool example of STEM Month activity was the Leaders in Technology panel hosted by NPower. And this was a panel featuring executives who kind of shared their career paths and advice for sort of students and alumni of NPower, and just kind of show how STEM enabled them to get to where they were today. It was another event, really great. We had a great panel, and it was just kind of reinforcing again the pathway that they took and what skills they learned at a young age and what kind of got them to where they were today. So anyways, those are just a couple events. I hope they help. If you have any other questions about what a STEM Month event would look like, again, they don't have to look exactly like what I just told you. Anything STEM related, anything that you think would feed to New Jersey's reputation of STEM and just sort of highlight the great work that's going on, I'm sure it will apply. Feel free to contact me, ask about your events before you post them. But yeah. Oh, so we talked about, I just told you about a couple of events, and we encourage you to submit your events. Now I'm actually going to show you how exactly you submit your events to our calendar.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I think we're getting a couple pieces of feedback that people can't see your screen. I'm not sure why that is. So maybe if you try to stop sharing on the webinar and then reshare your screen again, let's see if we can get your screen back up for everybody else. So sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, no, apologies.
We want to make sure on the side dashboard and make sure that it still says it's waiting to view your screen. So if you could press play there on the side.
Sure, give me 1 second. How about now? Is it sharing? From my screen, it looks like it's sharing, but I'm not sure what everybody else is seeing.
It looks like people can see your screen now. Thank you so much for doing that. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. Apologies for the technical difficulties, everybody. Here. So, for those who didn't see, I just kind of went to our website and showed a couple photos as I explained some examples of STEM month events. But now that you can see my screen, I'm going to show you, this is the important part where you need to see it. I'm going to show you how you submit your events to our statewide calendar. So if you type in NewJerseySTEMPathways.org, njstempathways.org/STEM month, or if you just go to njstempathways.org and you click on NJ STEM month up here, and you click on NJ STEM month 2019, or you can click right up here, either works, you'll be taken to the STEM month page, our main page. So when you scroll down past about how to participate, there's a button here that says click to submit an NJ STEM month event. And this is how you're going to submit your events to our calendar. So when you click on that button, I hope you can all see my screen. This form will pop up. Just another way to do it is if you're on our main page, if you go to events up here, there's also a tab that says submit an event. You can click that as well, and that'll take you to the page. So when you submit your event to our calendar, it's pretty straightforward. Just asks you some basic questions, some information, your event title, sample event, description. So if you were posting this event on a flyer, we get a lot of traffic to our statewide calendar. So what would you want people to know about your event? Who's going to be participating? Who's it geared towards? Who's it centered around? What should people expect when they come? Just generally a flyer, advertisement, little quick blurb about what's going to be going on at your event. Fill that out here. Scroll down. You fill the event time and date. So you click, what day is it? January 16th from 8:30 to 11:30. It starts January 16th, 8:30. It ends 11:30 on January 16th. If your event goes all day, you click this button. And last year we had a lot of instances where STEM month events were on multiple days. So for instance, there was a conference going on and it was every Saturday throughout March. If that's the case, if your event is multiple days in a series, you click schedule multiple events and you can add every single time that your event happens. So if it happens weekly, so say this was on January 16th and it happens every Wednesday after that, you would click Wednesday. It's the same time. When does it end? So when's your last date? Well, maybe the last date is the 30th, and that's how you would fill that out. And if you have more events, you can add those as well that relate to the event that you're submitting. Event image. So when you click on our calendar, when one scrolls over the event on your calendar, which I'll show in a second, you have the option to show a photo. So if you want to show your company logo of who's going to be putting on this event, or maybe you want to add a flyer, a photo from last year's event, this is where you would add it. You just click choose image. You choose your image, post it. So say I want to add we'll add the STEM month logo or the STEM Pathways Network logo. That's how you would do it. And the image is there. Event categories, we're going to be fleshing these out. But say your event is geared towards early childhood learning. You would click right here. You click on the little box. And you would click, early learning focused. Yep, this is an early learning focused event. Say it's also coding for kids in grades, 1 through 3. Computer science focused as well. You can click that. You can do multiple event categories. We're going to be fleshing out these categories a little bit more over the next couple days a STEM month activity. If you have any recommendations for categories that you'd like to classify your event as, feel free to send me an email or give me a call. I'd be happy to flesh this out. We want representation from all sorts of STEM events going on in New Jersey, so we want as many categories as we can get. Venue is the next field. So where is your event going to be held? Say it's at Delran High School, which is where one of the STEM month STEM crawl that I mentioned last year was located. You'd put in the address, the street address, city, postal code, phone, website, all the necessary information so people could actually find your event, know how to get there. That's very important. Last year we had a few people submit events. They invited guests, but they didn't say where the event was. Or they didn't provide adequate details. So be sure to fill this out. Organizer details. This is for us to contact you if need be, or if someone has a question about your event, they can contact you this way. So say I were creating this event, I would put my phone number, maybe a website to get a little more information about my organization, and an email, the best email that one can reach you at in regards to your event. You can fill that out right here. If your organization or your event is being put on by a team or multiple members, you can add other organizers, as many as you'd like. Event website. So some people, when they put an event, they have a an Eventbrite page or some sort of page that registers tickets. If you need to push people to a ticketing website, you can add the URL to that here. You can also add, say you have a landing page that gives a little bit more detail about your event, or say you have a newsletter that mentions it. Anything, any link related to your event, you can post it here. I also encourage you in the description to just post the link again up here, or you could say see link below to register, just so it's transparent, easy for attendees to figure out. Here, so we ask you, how many learners do you expect your event to impact? And this is an important question because for New Jersey STEM Month, we have a goal of impacting 10,000 learners this year. Last year, we impacted, I believe, a little over 8,000. So we're looking to impact 10,000 learners this year. So when you submit your event, if you estimate or you've tallied the amount of guests, or you have a fair idea of how many individuals you think will be coming to your event, we encourage you to put it here. Say you're hosting a Maker's Day event and 35 students will be there. You can put 35 right here. And learners, they're not limited to just students. We've had events last year who were impacting parents and teachers. We had science fairs, and community members were walking through all throughout the day, and we were given estimates of how many people walk through the doors at that science fair. It could be anybody that is impacted by your event. And finally, if your event is ticketed, it's a fee, you can put the cost of the event here. Or if it's free, you can simply put nothing, or you can write the word free. So again, this is the form for you to submit your event to our statewide calendar. And another question we typically get is, well, we're hosting an event and we want to publicize that it's going on, but we don't necessarily want individuals to attend. It's a closed event, and we want to say, hey, this is going on, but we're not necessarily taking it recipients or inviting the community. And that's fine too. If you have an event, you just want to post it on our calendar and say, hey, we're doing this, you can totally do that here. Add your event title, description, and you can even say in the description, this is a closed event. You don't have to fill out everything. You can write NA, So just keep that in mind. If you have an event that's closed, but you'd like to advertise that too, you're totally able to. Again, we have so much STEM excellence going on in New Jersey, and there's so much awesome stuff going on. And this is all about just getting the word out of what's going on. So that's how you submit an event. and I'll just show you what our calendar looks like. So you can find our statewide calendar a couple ways. Again, if you just go to stempathways.org, up here in our little tabs, when you click events, view calendar, and that's how you find our calendar. You can also find it by going to njstempathways.org/STEM month, the STEM month landing page that I previously mentioned, and you can scroll down to view full calendar of events. And that's how you'll find it as well. So you'll see right now we have a couple of events posted. We have our quarterly meeting coming up. I'll mention that in a little bit. But that's kind of what the calendar will look like. And we hope to see this just completely filled out. Last year, we had so many events that you see the calendar, it looks like even little square boxes per day. I mean, like we had some Saturdays where there were so many events that I had to scroll down a lot just to get through everything that's going on in one day. I mean, there's so much going on in New Jersey last year, and we know that the same's going on this year. So we encourage you to please submit your events. If you have any questions about that, please give me an email, give me a call, let me know. We would love to have your events on our calendar. And like I said, the goal is to impact 10,000 learners this year, and we're pretty optimistic that we can achieve that with the help of you. So now I'm just going to briefly go over some of the resources that we offer. If you were at our New Jersey STEM Pathways Network quarterly meeting on December 13th, a lot of these resources are things that I covered then, but I'll just refresh your memory. And to those who haven't been there, tell you what we're offering. So again, when you go to njstempathways.org/STEM month, you may want to write that down on a Post-it or save that, because that's where all of these updates and all of our resources are going to be for STEM month. When you get to that page, if you click view resources, it scrolls you down to our resources tab. You can also just scroll down and get there. And we're offering you several resources that are allowing you to enhance your event. So like I said, again, what STEM Month is about is highlighting what's already going on in New Jersey, on top of creating events, but highlighting what's going on and sort of connecting all of these STEM events to something greater, unifying. So to enhance your event, we've provided you with a few things. You can view and download our STEM Month logo. So if you'd like to put the STEM Month logo on your event handouts, if you'd like to make a sign for it, if you'd like to print stickers for it, you can download a high-resolution image of our logo here. You're free to use that. Legislative contacts we've provided. So right in here, it's a document containing the contact information of all legislative members, state legislative members in New Jersey. And last year, individuals reached out to their local district legislators and invited them to their STEM Month events. Legislative members, they love coming to these events. They love seeing what's going on in their district. I can get your event a little bit more publicity or buzz if, say, a local assemblyman attends. So we provided their contact information, and we encourage you to reach out, invite them, call their offices. That's what we did last year. That's what a few people did last year. And, we received some positive reception. And if you just heard what I said and you're like, yeah, maybe I'll invite my local legislator, my assemblyman, but you don't know what exactly to say, well, fear not, because we included some invitation language too. So if you click on here, we've drafted a sample email. If you click on the button, it'll download. We've drafted sample email, if you want to send a formal printed letter, you can do that as well. We've just created some language for you to sort of copy and paste in the body of an email or wherever you need it to invite a local legislator and sort of get the ball rolling. So to take another thing off your plate. So you're not worrying about crafting the perfect message. You can just use that and create a really great event and invite some people to it. Informational one-pager is the next resource. So if you want to submit your event to our STEM Month calendar and you like the idea of being aligned with this greater initiative going on in the state, and you want to tell people, hey, this is a STEM Month event, and you want to let them know sort of more information about it, you can click right here. We've provided an informational handout that kind of explains what STEM Month is, what the need for STEM Month is, who it impacts, things of that nature. So you can find that here. It could just be a handout at your event. If you'd like to host a presentation or sort of project a presentation at your event and really drive home that your event going on is part of STEM Month, we've provided an informational PowerPoint to describe what STEM Month is, how it aligns with what you're doing, the importance of it, the history of it, everything you need to know. The next is press language. So if you'd like to write a press release about your event and again generate some more buzz, we've created a outline of a press release for you so that you can just insert your description of your event, your contact information, anything they need to know about your event. So again, you can generate more buzz about what you're doing for New Jersey STEM Month. And you don't have to worry about the logistics of how do you write a press release. We've got it all for you. Just insert your information. You got it there. We're going to be providing a guide to writing an op-ed about your event very soon. So stay on the lookout for that. And for that press release that I just mentioned that we're helping you write, if you don't know who to send it to, we've created a media list of several contacts of news outlets in the state. So you can find the news organization that sort of is closest to where your event's being held, something like that. And you can send out your press release to them. Hopefully it gets in a local newspaper. We had some success last year getting some STEM Month events covered on several internet and news outlets. We're very proud about that. So we encourage you to write a press release, send it to the media, try and get some buzz for what's going on. Again, it's not just about promoting New Jersey STEM Month. We want your events to gain some buzz, and we want sort of the state to know what's already going on, but isn't necessarily being publicized. Oh, so again, those are our resources. If you go to njstempathways.org/STEM month, that's where you find them. STEM Fair at the State House. So as I mentioned earlier, this is sort of the marquee event of New Jersey STEM Month. And we've been invited to the State House in Trenton for a STEM fair. This is a photo of last year, but essentially this event is a fair that showcases STEM organizations from across the state, and they're highlighting their work of how they're driving excellence in New Jersey STEM pipeline. To attend this event, there's an application that will be posted on our website, njstempathways.org/STEM month. Remember, write that on a Post-it. It's important. And that's where you're going to be able to apply to potentially participate in the STEM fair. The date of the event is going to be Monday, March 25th. We're going to be going from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be at the New Jersey State House in Trenton. So if you're interested in sort of demonstrating what you're doing in New Jersey STEM Month or what your organization has been doing in STEM in general, and you want to get some exposure from local legislators who will be walking throughout the exhibit throughout the day, we encourage you to apply to attend. And again, the application will be posted tomorrow on our website. So a little update on the mini grants. As you know, thanks to the Overdeck Family Foundation, STEM Month mini grants are available up to $500 for event program enhancements. So these were grants that enhance STEM events going on. If you wanted to create a STEM event, or if you already had a STEM event and you wanted to align it with STEM Month, I'm announcing that the application is officially closed. And if you applied for a mini grant, results will be shared next week to determine if you received one or not. And if you're part of a New Jersey STEM ecosystem, I will contact you separately about the status of sort of the ecosystem grants, or if you're an ecosystem lead specifically. So look out for those results. As I mentioned at our New Jersey STEM Month, New Jersey STEM Pathways Network quarterly meeting on December 13th, we're going to be hosting STEM Month Awards to sort of just celebrate all the community engagement for New Jersey STEM Month. So the award titles, we're going to be hosting awards for civic leadership, collaboration, outstanding collaboration, advocacy, STEM Educator of the Year, highlighting outstanding corporate partnership for STEM Month. The application for these awards and more information on the description and what qualifies, those will also be posted on njstempathways.org/STEM month tomorrow. So I will send out a reminder email, but look on our website tomorrow. And as you read the descriptions for these events, if you have individuals who you think would qualify and you sort of want to highlight the work that they've been doing in STEM for the past year, we encourage you to nominate them. And we're sort of trying to highlight all the great individuals behind all the STEM work going on in New Jersey with these awards. And we're really excited about highlighting, all those great people that I've met at our meetings and people we've connected with over the past couple of years. Social media, that's a huge component of New Jersey STEM Month, specifically on Twitter. So you can join the New Jersey STEM Month conversation by following NJ STEM Pathways at NJ STEM Pathways on Twitter and using the hashtag NJ STEM Month. So if you're on your computer right now, if you're on your phone, just flip on over to Twitter, I encourage you, and give us a follow. We're going to be posting all of our updates to Twitter. On the next STEM Month informational webinar, we're going to be announcing guidelines and rules to our social media sweepstakes. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we encourage you to please give us a follow, NJ STEM Pathways on Twitter. The social media sweepstakes will only be on Twitter this year. But if you primarily work from a Facebook account or an Instagram account, we encourage you to please post about New Jersey STEM Month on those social media platforms as well. Last year, we had some really good engagement on Facebook, even though our competition wasn't being held on Facebook. So give us a follow. Stay on the lookout. NJ STEM Pathways on Twitter. And so that's really it, guys. Those are really the main updates that I wanted to provide today. Again, we encourage you to get involved in New Jersey STEM Month. If you're on this webinar, I hope that STEM Month interests you in some way and you're getting excited by all that we're doing. Last year, we had a really great turnout and really great support from a lot of just incredible organizations. And we encourage you to participate this year. So if you have any questions or comments on how to get involved, you can send myself, give me a phone call, give me an email, acorona@rdnj.org. You can give my colleague Case a call, email kkcase@rdnj.org. And we'd be happy to answer any questions or comments that you have. Something I forgot to mention in regards to STEM Month events, if you'd like a member of the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network to come to your event or to maybe sit on a panel of judges or give a presentation, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to try and work something out and work with you there. So give us a call. And the next round of updates for New Jersey STEM Month are going to be held on January 25th. That's going to be our next webinar. So maybe make a note of that. Put that in your Outlook or Google Calendar. Make a note. Just like this one, I'm going to be sending an update email. But yeah, just so you know, next round of updates, January 25th. And that's it for me, guys. Remember, njstempathways.org. Give us a follow on Twitter at njstempathways. And so now I'm just going to open it up for any questions. If anybody has any questions or comments, if anybody wants to share what they're planning to do for New Jersey STEM Month this year, if they have any plans or if they want to give an examples of last year, we encourage you to sort of raise your hand. And we'd love to hear from you. So any questions, any comments?
People have said thank you. It's very informative. They will be in touch. Alex, can you go back to the webinar date slide
Yeah.
and repeat those webinar dates one more time?
Yeah.
Please?
So our next webinar is going to be January 25th. The following is going to be February 7th. And the final webinar update is going to be on February 22nd. I'll also announce here, and we don't have a slide on it, but our next New Jersey STEM Pathways Network quarterly meeting is going to be held on March 1st. I will send out an Eventbrite if you want to RSVP to that. And that's sort of going to be on top of our New Jersey STEM Pathways Network quarterly meeting. It's going to be the kickoff to New Jersey STEM Month, a celebratory event. So make a note of that. That's going to be on March 5th.
Are these webinar dates and the quarterly meeting on the NJ STEM Pathways calendar?
The webinars are on the calendar. The quarterly meeting, I believe that's on the calendar. The sign-up link is not on the calendar yet. I'll be putting that up shortly. We just have to finalize a couple more details.
Great. There was a question that disappeared, but maybe we'll ask it just in case, about how people can receive the stickers or swag. Can they make a request for that? How does that work?
Sure. So for right now, I would say just give myself or Kim an email right here. If you attended our New Jersey STEM Pathways Network quarterly meeting, you may have gotten an NJ STEM Month button, and we'd be happy to give those out so you can have those at your event. I would say just give myself or Kim an email with an inquiry about those.
Great. It sounds like somebody from Delran wants to give us a quick update on what they plan to do this year. So Erica, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you if you want to give us a good rundown of what your idea is for this year. Erica, can you hear us?
I can. How are you?
Hey, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Veronica. Just really quick, one of the community of practice events in California gave us a great idea because we were able to see a really cool demonstration by Lego. So what we've decided to do for the New Jersey STEM Pathways STEM Month is to host 3 different parent engagement evenings. We will have both parents and students invited to engage in a series of design challenges that are connected to literacy. So they will set a scenario based on a book. They will have to think of what the solution to the problem will be based on that text, and then design with Legos and share that information out. In between, there may be a new problem or prompt that forces them to have to change their design. And we are also going to include keynote listeners who will just listen in and watch parents and students as they engage in their development of their plan to solve the problem. And those keynote listeners will be educators from K through 12 who have tips and strategies that they'll share at the very end of the event to help parents really reflect on the way that the interactions occur between both parent and child. We really want to encourage our parents to develop a growth mindset in their children and to not always want to solve the problem for them, but to learn from them. So we have 3 goals, really, to give parents some comfort in engaging in STEM themselves, because a lot of them don't have that kind of playful exposure that we hope to build in students, what they can do to support their students at home, and then just really them getting an understanding of the importance of STEM education in our public schools. Finally, because we have a very high ESL population here, we are currently translating all of our documents into Turkish and Portuguese. And one of those 3 nights are going to be solely for our ESL population. And that's going to, I think, do a lot for them because we have translators that are there to be able to just reinforce the work that we're doing in their native language.
That's awesome. That sounds incredible. Erica, is that going to be posted on our calendar? Do you guys have that up yet? Do you intend to put it up?
I just finalized the agenda, so I will post it today, but the nights of our events are February 5th, March 4th, and March 19th. The February 5th one is going to be the ESL parent engagement night, so if anyone is interested in seeing how to host community engagement, in particular with an ESL population, we'd be happy to have you come and listen and see what's going on. We are using the text Rosie Revere Engineer, and we'll be doing some giveaways as well with the families of that particular book, but then they'll also have the book in their native language.
Great. That's great. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Oh, thank you very much, Erica.
Yeah, no problem.
Do we have any other last minute questions, comments? Veronica, do you see anything?
I don't see anything yet. I'll give it just a second if people want to raise their hand or want to type anything in the chat box. Happy to call in. You'd love to hear what you were doing. You don't have anything, so I think it's okay to go ahead and close, Alex.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you so much for attending today's webinar. We really appreciate your interest and dedication to all that we're doing at the New Jersey STEM Pathways Network. And we really hope that NJ STEM Month will be a success this year. And through some of the events we're already hearing, we're pretty confident it will be. So thank you. Give us a follow at NJ STEM Pathways on Twitter. Visit us, njstempathways.org. Look out for my emails. My name is Alex Corona. And that's about it. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day.